we're here for 19.3, reading bar graphs. How can you read a bar graph to find the number that our bar shows? Write a question about the graph, use counters to help solve the problem. Type of sneaker, we are wearing laces and no laces. Each counter stands for one child. So Emma's class made this picture graph. What question could Emma's class answer using the graph? Write the question and the answer. So you could really ask two types of questions here. You could ask how many shoes are laces? How many shoes are no laces? You could also ask how many more shoes have laces? How many fewer shoes have no laces? You could ask all kinds of questions. So make sure that you write one question down and your answer. In a bar graph, each bar shows information. You can compare the lengths of the bars. What title describes this graph? So we have art tools, we have markers, paintbrushes, crayons. Touch the end of the bar, just look down to see the number of children. So if you go to the end of the bar, you'll be able to see that markers are at 5, paintbrushes are at 6, and crayons are at 2. Number of children. What title describes this graph though? How many people prefer paintbrushes? How many people prefer what art materials? Okay. How many children chose paintbrushes? So look at the graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 children chose paintbrushes. How many children chose crayons? Let's look at the graph. 1, 2. 2 children chose crayons. How many more children chose paintbrushes than crayons? So that requires you to do a little bit of subtraction. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 6 minus 2 is what? 4. Good job. What art tool did the fewest children choose? Circle it. So looking at the graph, which one has the fewest? Crayons. Which art tool did the children choose the most? Let's see, markers, paintbrushes, or crayons. Which one has the most? Paintbrushes does. Okay. Use the graph to answer the questions. Okay, so we have kinds of trucks. We have car, truck, and dump truck. And they're asking your favorite children. And the side of the graph shows the number of children. So how many children chose cars? So let's look at cars. Cars, 1, 2. How many children chose dump trucks? Let's look at dump trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many children in all choose cars and dump trucks? So that requires us to do a little bit of addition. So that takes dump trucks at 6 plus 2 cars. So 6 plus 2 is what? 8. Very good. Use the bar graph to write a new question. I'm going to say how many chose trucks? Because that was not a question that was asked. Okay. Order the vehicles from least to most votes. Write 1 for the least votes and 3 for the most votes. So which one had the most votes? Dump trucks. So 3 for the most votes. Which one had the least amount of votes? Cars. Oh, oops. That would be 1, and this would be a 2. If one more child chose cars, then how many more children chose trucks than cars? So if we got 1 more, so that would be 3. How many children chose trucks than cars? So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 3, which equals 2. Very good. All right. How our jackets are fastened, zippers and buttons. How many more jackets have zippers than buttons? So let's look at the graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5 zippers, 1, 2 buttons. So how many more jackets have zippers than buttons? So 5 minus 2 is 3. Kim puts on a jacket with a button. Add her jacket to the graph. Now how many jackets have buttons? So we're going to add it to the graph. Okay, and then we have 3 jackets with buttons. Ed adds a row to the graph to show jackets with snaps. 2 fewer jackets have snaps than have zippers. How many jackets have snaps? So if we're going to add snaps, okay, and it says Ed adds a row, 2 fewer jackets have snaps than zippers. So -2, so then 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have 3 jackets with snaps. How many jackets have snaps? 3 jackets. Use the bar graph at the top. How many jackets have zippers? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 jackets. Very good. All right, read the bar graphs. Items on Anna's shelf. Items are doll, book, and toy bears. How many books are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very nice. 6. How many dolls are there? So we're going to look at the doll row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. That's my 5. It looks like an S. How many more books are there than bears? So we have books at 6, bears at 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Which item does Anna have the fewest of? Fewest means the least. So looking at dolls, books, and toy bears, she has toy bears the least. And which item does Anna have the most of? Anna has a lot of books. Very good. Okay. Choose the correct answer. Wheel toys we like. We have bikes, scooters, and skateboards. How many children chose bikes then scooters? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bikes. 1, 2, 3 scooters. So 7 bikes minus 3 scooters. 7 minus 3. Oops. 3 equals 4. So 4 is the total. Another child chooses skateboards. How many children chose skateboards now? So we have to add in another child, and that brings it to 7. Keyshawn adds a row to the graph to show rollerblades. 2 fewer children like rollerblades than scooters. How many children like rollerblades? So he adds rollerblades to the graph, and it has 2 more than scooters, or 2 less than scooters. So if there are 2 scooters, or 3 scooters, what's 2 less than 3? 3 minus 2 is 1. So there is 1 child who chose skateboard or rollerblades. If 2 more children choose scooters, then how many more children choose bikes than scooters? So if we add 2 more scooters, 1, 2, then how many more children chose bikes than scooters? So bikes are at 7. Scooters are now at 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. Very nice job.